The Kings are lighting the beam. You've seen the beam, right?
The beam. This has been Strictly Ball Business.
Strictly ball business.
Strictly ball business.
I like that video.
Ah, shit.
The beam. It's like good for them. They're like the Sacramento fans might not want the pity, but like every time they win a game, I'm like, good.
Oh yeah.
Like I don't even care when they when they come to the Magic. If they could blow the Magic out by 40, I'll be like, good for you guys.
Yeah. I mean, they're looking great. Mike Brown's really got this team looking solid. They finally, I think, have a good coach there, and they've got the right personnel. Like Sabonis is awesome. Like ultimately, yes, Fox and Halliburton were two fantastic players, but them together wasn't ultimately really going to work out. And you could turn one of them into a great player. Maybe they realized we could get a better haul, getting rid of Halliburton. I don't know if they just simply had decided at the time they'd rather have Fox. Maybe ultimately that's what it was. I don't really blame them for deciding that. Like you said earlier, you think Halliburton will end up being much better. And I'm fine with that, but I don't know if it'll be that big a difference. I think they're both going to be all-star guards for their entire careers. And the Kings chose a guy who has been around with them a little longer, and he's been leading the offense. So I think there was a bit more familiarity there.
Yeah, I mean it was his team when he showed up, and I think that's fully all right. Who do you think won the trade? If you had to look at it today, who won the trade?
I mean, it's definitely a win-win trade, but right now I'm gonna say the Kings have won it as long as Sabonis continues to play like an all-star big as he is, at least on the offensive end, and he does well enough on defense. I think if this Kings team makes the playoffs, like that was number one what they wanted. They needed to get that monkey off the back. And from then on, you could just grow. You could just get better as a team. I think Sabonis can be a big part of that. So right now, I'm saying the Kings have won the trade, but it's a win-win trade.
Yeah. Since we're talking about the Kings, let me toss out a name. Since that you said they might blow this team up, I think this team will blow up if they lose the Anthony Davis lottery. If they don't get Anthony Davis, the Bulls. We talked about them a lot. If the Bulls end up blowing up their team because they can't get Anthony Davis, do you think this guy would be a perfect fit, or do you think he just kind of doubles down on their defense issue? You think Zach LaVine would be a perfect fit next to De'Aaron Fox and Sabonis?
I don't think it's a perfect fit. I think they would rather have somebody with some defensive ability. Honestly, if I was the Kings, I'd rather have DeMar DeRozan. I'd rather just trade for him. Get a guy with some veteran leadership. Just really lock into a couple years with a guy who is going to give you buckets. Is going to give you some solid defense. But ultimately, I mean, LaVine, I don't know if that's the guy I would want to trade for. I feel like I'd have to give up more for him. I just gave up a lot to get Sabonis. You still get an all-star player in DeMar DeRozan. And I think he's going to be playing at a great level. Another 4 seasons is what I would say.
Yeah. I think DeRozan would hurt their shooting more than LaVine would hurt their defense. That's my only thing, because they already have 2 guys that aren't the best at shooting. I mean, granted, actually, Fox has been really good from 3 this season, but he's still not a shooter. And I think they need like a shooter, like a guy like LaVine. However, LaVine does choke has choked in the past in the playoffs, but we'll see how that goes. One thing that's pretty funny that I like that I just thought about now is like, you think the Timberwolves should be calling on the Sacramento Kings to be like, hey, Fox is a guy who loves the paint, loves hanging out in the paint. Think they should be looking at what the Sabonis and Fox are doing on offense and mirror that for what Gobert and Edwards are doing?
I think it can make some sense, but the thing is that it's less of Fox versus Edwards as it is Fox versus D'Lo and Edwards, because D'Lo is really the ball controller for a lot of the offense. And so when Ant gets it, he's looking to score. And if he passes it to someone else, it's because he didn't find an opportunity for himself to score. If he was the primary ball handler, he was bringing it up, doing pick and rolls with Gobert as a plan, and D'Lo wasn't part of the situation, I think, yeah, they'd have a lot to learn, and maybe they could actively do that. But I don't see Ant's mentality changing anytime soon with the fact that he gets the ball, he wants to score. Maybe he'll feel more comfortable dumping it off to Gobert late as he drives it in. But that's what I see happening in terms of Ant's passing ability, at least for this season.
Okay. All right. Well, good to know. Well,
Maybe it's harsh. I don't know.
no, that's all right. But that was some Kings talk, I guess. My Fred is yelling at my door. This guy either he's got to pee or he thinks he has to eat. It's not dinner time.
He's got to yeet.
He's got to yeet. But what? Let me think. Comment below. Let's talk about the Kings season. Let's start a discussion. Kings guys, yell at us for something we said right.
Light the beam.
Light the beam. But that's been strictly ball business. Is that right, Alec?
That is Strictly Ball Business, episode 60. We are coming to you straight from the land down under. No, I'm just kidding. We are from Minnesota. Of course, the land up over, never sober.
We are the North.
This is all right. We are the North. If you see the North man, we are the North men. That's what we're talking about, okay? Strictly Ball Business, signing out. Thanks for watching. Shit. I didn't know it was